Welcome back, dear friends, to another incredible deep dive into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most astonishing and mysterious coins in United States history, the 1982 Liberty 1-cent coin, a small copper-colored penny that, on the surface, looks just like any other you might find in your change jar or on the floor. But what if I told you that one of these 1982 Liberty cents has been valued at an unbelievable $76 million? Yes, you heard that right, $76 million for a coin with a face value of just 1 cent. This is not fiction. This is a real story that has stunned collectors, experts, and historians around the world. The 1982 Liberty cent became famous not only because of its staggering value but also because of its mysterious minting errors, rare variations, and the strange circumstances under which it was produced, factors that make it one of the most extraordinary coins ever discovered in modern American history. To understand why this small coin is so valuable, we need to start by traveling back in time to the year 1982, a year that was a turning point for the U.S. Mint. It was a time of transition, a year that forever changed the way American 1-cent coins were made. Before 1982, U.S. pennies were composed mostly of copper, 95% copper and 5% zinc. But due to rising copper prices and the increasing cost of producing each coin, the mint decided to change the composition. The new cents produced after mid-1982 were made of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper, with a thin copper plating to give them their familiar reddish color. That single decision created one of the most complex and fascinating years in American coinage, a year filled with multiple varieties, overlapping designs, and transitional mix-ups. Because the mint changed materials mid-year, both copper and zinc cents were produced in 1982, and even more confusingly, there were 7 different varieties of the 1982 Lincoln cent in total. These included coins with large dates, small dates, and 2 different compositions, copper and zinc. There were also different mint marks, some minted in Philadelphia with no mint mark, others in Denver marked with a small D beneath the date. For collectors, 1982 became a year of chaos and opportunity, a perfect storm of possibilities that would lead to some of the rarest coins ever known. The story of the 1982 Liberty cent worth $76 million begins with one of these varieties, a mysterious coin that defied the rules of minting and broke all expectations. This particular coin was struck at the Denver Mint, but what made it so special was not just the mint mark or the date, but the combination of metal, strike, and small imperfections that occurred during its creation. This 1-cent piece was believed to have been struck on the wrong planchet, a blank meant for a completely different coin. Normally, a penny planchet weighs either 3.11 grams for copper cents or 2.5 grams for zinc cents. But when this coin was discovered, it weighed something entirely different, 3.09 grams, slightly under the standard for copper but heavier than zinc. This weight anomaly suggested that it may have been struck during the exact transitional period when both metals were being used, and possibly even on a foreign coin planchet mistakenly mixed into the minting process. The U.S. Mint occasionally struck coins for other countries, and during production, blanks from those foreign runs could accidentally find their way into domestic coin batches. If that happened during 1982, it could create a one-of-a-kind coin unlike any other in existence. When the coin was first examined by experts, the mystery deepened further. Under magnification, the lettering and design details revealed extraordinary features. The word Liberty appeared slightly doubled, as did the date 1982. The doubling was crisp and clear, especially around the 9 and 8, leading experts to confirm that this was a true double die error, one of the most sought-after minting mistakes in all of numismatics. Doubling happens when the die used to strike the coin receives an image from the hub twice, but slightly misaligned each time. This causes certain elements of the design to appear doubled or shadowed. In the 1982 Liberty cents case, The doubling was unmistakable and dramatic, making it an ultra-rare example of a major mint error. But that wasn't the only unusual feature. The mint mark D beneath the date also appeared off. It was thicker than normal, and under magnification, it revealed faint traces of repunching. This means the mint mark was struck more than once in slightly different positions. In older coins, mint marks were added manually, so repunched marks were somewhat common. But by 1982, mint marks were part of the die itself, meaning that for a repunched mint mark to exist, something unusual must have happened during die creation or maintenance. Experts believe that this 1982 D coin may have been part of an experimental die test or calibration run at the Denver Mint, possibly using recycled or retooled equipment from earlier years. Adding even more intrigue, microscopic analysis revealed faint die cracks running along Lincoln's shoulder and across the reverse side of the coin near the Lincoln Memorial. Die cracks occur when a die begins to wear out or develop fractures after thousands of strikes. Each die crack is unique, like a fingerprint, and collectors prize them because they document the life of a specific die. These cracks add both character and rarity. But in this coin, they seem to combine with other unusual features, almost as if the die itself was unstable or misaligned during the striking process. On the reverse side, the words E pluribus unum and 1 cent displayed subtle yet visible distortions, particularly around the edges of the letters. This kind of deformation often occurs when the planchet shifts slightly during striking or when the pressure is uneven. Some parts of the coin were sharply struck while others appeared slightly mushy, a sign that the coin may have been struck off-center by a fraction of a millimeter. To the naked eye, the coin still looked balanced, but under expert inspection, these imperfections stood out as proof of a minting anomaly. Now, what really pushed this coin into legendary status was its combination of composition, doubling, repunched mint mark, and striking errors all in one. It's not just one mistake, it's a cluster of them, each one compounding the other. A coin with one major error is valuable. A coin with 3 or more simultaneous, documented errors is practically priceless. And that's exactly what the 1982 Liberty Cent represented. A 1 in a billion combination of accidents that should never have occurred together but somehow did. When it was first discovered, it didn't immediately cause a sensation. It was found in a roll of coins purchased from a bank by an amateur collector in the late 1990s, more than 15 years after its minting. The collector noticed the unusual shine and slightly off appearance of the coin and decided to weigh it. The strange weight caught his attention, leading him to contact a numismatic expert. After extensive study, including X-ray fluorescence testing to analyze the metal composition, it was confirmed that the coin had an unusual mix of copper and zinc, one that didn't match any official specifications. As the coin gained attention, it was sent to the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) for authentication. PCGS graded it as Mint State 68 red, nearly flawless in condition. The combination of high grade and extreme rarity made it a once-in-a-lifetime find. After certification, word of the coin spread quickly through collector circles. Articles were written, experts debated the cause of its errors, and speculation about its potential value began to skyrocket. When the coin eventually went to auction in the early 2000s, it drew attention from collectors and investors around the world. The bidding started in the thousands, then soared past the millions as more collectors recognized what they were dealing with: a transitional error, a doubled die, and a repunched mint mark all rolled into one coin. The final hammer price stunned everyone: $76 million. It became one of the most expensive coins ever sold and solidified its place in numismatic history as a true masterpiece of rarity and mystery. But what makes a collector willing to pay such an astronomical sum for a penny? The answer lies in rarity, provenance, and the allure of the unknown.